most or majority of our work in terms of our jobs technically are done by foreigners.
Exactly.
Majority, if you go to Gympex, you see that. If you go to industrial wise, you go to Gympex, you see that. If you have a car, have a problem, the parts that you're going to buy is being sold by the foreigners most of the time. So what about our own people? So lack of unemployment contribute towards like not being employed, contribute to this psychological effect of how the individual portray themselves.
So youths in Africa are facing so many challenges, which includes poverty, lack of adequate education, unemployment, and also lack of opportunities. So what are the causes of this and what possible solutions do we have to this? So again in the studios, my able boss is here again, will help us to answer these questions, and I hopefully it will motivate all of you youths watching out there, including myself, to make so you take up initiative and start doing something, start taking actions. So before we go into like the problems and then possible solutions, let's talk about the importance of youths in a country or in Africa. Let's generalize it like in Africa, the importance of youths.
Thank you very much.
Because if you look at Africa, like I can say almost half of the population in Africa are all youths, young people. So how important are us youths, in the continent or Gambia in particular?
It is very, very important, to be quite honest, and thank you for that question. The youths are the future leaders of tomorrow, and the younger the population is, the better the future is. So Africa in large is, if you look at the population dense, the younger generation emerge higher than that of the the older generation. We have a lot of youths in African countries. So Africa is the future. So if the youths are young, if the generation or the population is young, then it means that we have a brighter future ahead of us. So Africans, as a matter of fact, especially young Africans, you have to also understand the way the system goes. How I mean by that is, I can just answer that and then we go to the next question, and maybe we can discuss more about that. But the truth of the matter is, the younger the population, the better it is to every developed country.
Because like what I mostly have, what people normally say is, just what you mentioned here, the youths are the future.
Yes.
And then if you invest in the youths,
yes,
it will surely yield positive impacts.
Exactly.
So, and there are a lot of problems, just like I mentioned in the intro, like youths are facing unemployment, lack of opportunities, and some poverty, and other factors, and which is prompting most of us to embark on certain like illegal things like drugs or taking this back way and other stuff. So, what do you think is the problem? What do you think is the causes of this?
Just like I told you in our video not long ago, I told you that self-sufficiency is the key to every success human being. Every human being wants to be successful. There is no human being that you see in this world that will tell you, I don't want to be successful. So the dream of being successful has always been there. But Africans, we have to understand the way the system is and how we grow up to be. When we are young, from that stage, and then going towards being a teenager and then coming to an adult, the process on how we are brought up is something that is affecting on the change of our behavioral pattern in terms of how we think and in terms of how we react to society. Because you see a young guy who was born in a family whereby both the mother and the father are poor. That is already, that has physical and psychological impact on you as a young man or as a young guy. So the impact of when we are young or before we were born, we are not being, parents are not saving for us, and then you get up in a society whereby it is, let's say for instance, it's very, very challenging, then you will face these psychological effects over a period of time whilst you're growing. And the population in terms of poverty rate in African countries is higher. So majority of these youths are unfortunate to get jobs, are unfortunate to get access to education, quality education, which can lead to unemployment. Because if you're not educated, it's going to be very difficult for people to or companies to employ you. Because if the official language is English, it's going to be difficult. Whereas if you cannot have access to English language,
And then if you also don't have the right skills.
So it's going to be very difficult. However, it's not everybody is going to sit in an office and work. We have skill sets. We have, tertiary skills that individuals can engage into. The likes of mechanic jobs. We have the likes of, being a plumber, welding. These are other skill services that are available. So not because of I'm not educated shouldn't stop you from getting a job. Because the mechanic at the end of the day opens a shop or a workplace and wait for people to bring their cars once it needs to be repaired. Wherein he's going to buy the parts from your money and fix the car for you. So if he didn't have the skill set, like the training, if he didn't undergo the training, he wouldn't know how to fix the car. And in life you have to learn either through the system or without the system. Through the system, what I mean, even sometimes skill jobs require you going to the system, getting a degree, a bachelor's in mechanic, auto mechanic. You understand? Technical skills, welding, plumbing, electrician, these are all skill sets that are available. And all those skill sets require services. People need those services. If you look at the Gambia, for instance, most or majority of our work in terms of our jobs, technically, are done by foreigners.
Exactly.
Majority, if you go to Gympex, you see that. If you go to industrial wise, you go to Gympex, you see that. If you have a car, have a problem, the parts that you're going to buy is being sold by the foreigners most of the time. So what about our own people? If you understand what I mean. So lack of unemployment contribute towards like not being employed, contribute to this psychological effect of how the individual portray themselves. Because you first have to believe in yourself as a human being that I can make it. Even if you are selling water, if you don't believe that you can make it, you cannot make it. So now that's one point. The other point is societal perception. How does society perceive you? It brings negative impact on you. Just because of I went to school, I deserve to work in an office. When you don't know what life has for you, installed for you out there. So it's not going to be, it's just like how we do our interviews. We have 10 accountants. Only one will be lucky. The rest will have to be looking for a job somewhere else. So what about people are going in terms of our educational career, they are going into specific targets of jobs. That's why I say, I don't need to go to university to employ someone. The only thing that I need is to have my skill set and employ a university graduate. That's me. If you understand what I mean. Because the person that is going to the university is not taught on how to manage a business, how to run a business. He is taught on how to become an accountant, how to be a doctor, how to be a lawyer in the system.
Yes, exactly.
So for me, there is no school in this country that teach you how to be an entrepreneur. How to own a business. That is one of the impact that is affecting Africa as a whole. We are taught on how to run the system. I am a staff, I'm an accountant, I'm an estate manager.
So that's a problem. Like
90%,
we are not taught to start something, to take up initiatives.
To take up the initiative. 90% of university graduates are going to be employed by someone.
Like most of them, after they finish, they're like, okay, where can I get job?
Ecobank, GT Bank,
so
farm,
lawyers.
They even when the day of graduation, you see banks waiting for them. I don't know if you understand. Exactly. To be employed, not to employ. So 90% of university graduates would rather go to UK abroad, foreign, to go and study their area of skill set. Not business. That's why we have a lot of Africans that are doctors abroad. You understand? So that's a different perception on how you grow as an individual. We have less youths that have creative mindset to open business than youths that are ready, just ready right now, fresh, and they want to just go and work for someone else. The percentage, if you rate the percentage of people that wants to have business over people that wants to be working, people that wants to be working is higher than people that wants to own businesses. So, in a nutshell, the issue of people having the problem of being not employed is because how the system build them to be employed.
Wow. So what you're saying, like right now, I think what we need more is vocational trainings.
Vocational training and entrepreneurship training.
Wow.
They need to know how to open businesses, because banks, as I said earlier, aside from our business, which is the real estate industry, banks are willing to issue loans to individuals who want to start up capital, need a startup capital to run businesses. Do you know how many times government have given startup capitals to individuals to run businesses and they fail? Because they don't know how to maintain a business. They don't know how to manage a business, but they know how to work for someone. So they would rather use their 5 to 9 working for someone than using 5 to 9 creating a business, running their own business. So this is one of the impact. Because majority of Gambians, when you ask them, why is it that you're sitting at home? There's no job. Why can't you do something? Why can't you become a mechanic? I don't want to dirty myself because of the oil. I will not be a carpenter. I will not go up to graduate level and become a carpenter. You don't know that the carpenter make more money than you, who is going to be employed in from 9 to 5. So we have to be realistic to one another. The reality is, it's not that everybody is fortunate. We have some people that are unfortunately, let's say they are brought up by their grandfathers, their mom, dad pass away, and the grandfather don't have the purchasing power or the power to carry them their educational, career. But they can also try, because in life you have to work hard to get it. To be quite honest to you, I was employed. I know how it is. I follow the due process, and later on I start creating my own job, and then I start employing people. So you need to have a lifetime goal, because the first day I've been employed, the first question that my boss asked me is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And the response that I told the person, who was my boss, was, I want to be in the next 3 years to be the CEO as you are.
Wow.
And 3 years later, I'm the CEO. That's why the first day that I went to send my resignation and tell her I want to build my own empire, she said, I knew it from the day you came to my company, because you have the determination to become successful and you were ready to work hard to get it. And I knew you would one day become.
Wow.
So you see, it depends on the mentality. Psychologically, I've never traveled. I have my documents, but I've never traveled. But I know how to run a business, because that is where I specialize on. So majority of youths in this country, I'm not saying that it is bad to have big ambitions, to build houses, become rich, flexing with money, but it all comes with hard work. So me, I would rather stay in my country, knowing that it is very hard and challenging, try to establish something, than going to the Mediterranean Sea and die. I lose a lot of friends. I've seen my friends that went through the Mediterranean and become successful, and I've seen my friends that went through the Mediterranean and did not become successful. Some people took their family livelihoods and spent on the road and died, and everything went to waste. Thousands. So it is our responsibility on maintaining the youths, mentoring them to become people of great society.
So you talk about the mindset, about us changing our mindsets.
Yes.
So, and what I think, and also societal perception. So let's say many of the youths currently, if you ask them why do you embark on this journey, most of them will not tell you like it's because of poverty. Most of them will tell you, maybe I saw my friend took this journey and now he built this 5-star house. He's successful. So we are like easily carried away.
We are influenced.
So like what like measures do you think like people like you or the government or anybody like who is advocating for youth should like currently focus on to changing that mindset here?
First of all, you first have to find the solution to that problem. And the way to find that solution to the problem is empowering the youths. Give them access whereby they can go and get things. that they need. For instance, if I want to open a restaurant, let there be a place where if I go, I will be checked and see whether I have the aim, the objectives to, like the YEP project.
Yeah.
The youths, I don't know, something
Exactly.
project. They are
Youth
there
empowerment project,
exactly to make sure they empower the youths.
Yes.
If you have a good business plan, you can go through them, and then they will do you a course, feed you, and then when they know that you're qualified, they will assist you with some income, and you start. I've seen a lot of poultry farms that have been managed by young Gambians who own them, and they're making money now. They are supplying chicken to the markets and supermarkets. If you understand, so like the YEP project, these are initiatives that young Gambians like us need to open so that we can minimize the unemployment rate.
So you just talk about this year projects. Like I've seen like recently, like this past few years, like lots of youth projects have been launched, established and set up. Youth project being one of the main projects. So why is it not like very, very impactful on youths? Like, do you think like youths only want to focus on their mind to the Europe, or like or there is something they are missing? Like, you normally tell me what are you doing right, wrong? What are you doing wrong, right?
The reality is government is I'm not someone that is politically affiliated with any other individual. I'm just my own politician. I can say I'm personal with my own. The way
this has nothing to do with politics. This
exactly.
This is business.
Exactly.
Okay.
So for me, there is always one thing that I want to criticize on. The Gambian population is too small. The country is too small for the Gambia to have a village. Because majority of the youths that are dying at the back way, which is the Mediterranean Sea, percentage-wise, mostly they're coming from that side. If you understand, they're coming from the urban area, rural areas rural areas. Because there, the only source of income that they have is farming, and farming is very challenging nowadays because the modern way of farming is technology is advancing.
Like here, like what the farming season is like every raining season. Every 6 months.
Every 6 months. So once that 6 months is gone, you have to stay home and start eating what you have. From the last year.
Exactly.
You understand? So aside from that, what else? Nothing. So what I am saying is, what I would advocate. I'm not. Like I said, it's not. These are not political views. Is for us to eradicate that village system into the country and make the Gambia a whole city.
Wow.
Across, no village somehow. From here to Basse, from the Gambia, from Banjul to the last dot of the whole country, should be electrified, should have access to education, and then should have access to road networks, which are being created now by government. And then it should be looking. There's nothing like village. Nothing, absolutely, and it can be eradicated. It can be eradicated, and it can be done, so that we can centralize development.
Wow.
Development can be across.
So thank you very much for that. So like, if you're watching this video right now, please do us a favor. Press that subscription button if you haven't, and then like this video. So once again, I have Mr. Usman Bojang, founder and CEO of Biamo Group Limited. A quick reminder that our Pirang Phase 5 estate is still available. Yes, we have 20 by 20, 20 by 40. So reach out to our customer care, reach out to us, and we'll assist you to owning yourself a secure land at Pirang, because Pirang is one of our biggest estate. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. So be a land owner this year. So moving on from that, now that you talk about some of the problems, and then like some of the solutions that we should really take on. So what are some of the, like, okay, now let's say I'm a young person, so I don't want to take this dangerous journey, and I don't want to embark on this selling of drugs, illegal stuffs. So I want to set up something with little capital, like little resources. Do you think it is possible, and what are some of the possible business adventures like I can embark on?
You see, to be quite honest, like I said to you, my views are not political. But for a country to be self-sufficient, we need to stand on our own. I did say that to a friend. I tell him, if we want the Gambia to develop, we have to sacrifice what we want, what we love in our heart, for what we want in the future. And that sacrifice is going to be for our kids later. You see, We have reached to a point whereby the Gambia, in terms of dominance, we are too dominant. We depend too much, either on foreign aid. We depend too much for the food that is coming outside. We depend too much for the foreign businesses that are here are more than national businesses. Businesses that are owned by foreign. If your economy is controlled by foreign, you have a problem. And that is what we are facing right now. Majority of businesses that you count that are Gambians in the country is lesser than businesses that are owned by foreign. So therefore, you cannot control your own people, how to pay them. You cannot control the unemployment rate because majority of businesses are owned by foreign. And we have to be very honest to one another. I've been to Senegal, not once, not twice. I've seen businesses owned by Senegalese. Majority are owned by Senegalese. If you understand, so therefore that will reduce the unemployment rate. Because I am a Gambian, I would rather employ my own people. If you understand, as a Gambian going to an interview in a Gambian company, have more higher percentage of success
than going.
If you understand, even me as a Gambian, if I'm doing an interview, I interview a lot of diasporas. I wanted to work for the company. A lot of them. But I've already considered my own people first. And then based on qualification. I don't do no nepotism. No, zero nepotism. But I make sure that my own people get the taste of the cake first. That is our objective. If you understand what I mean. Up to date, we are receiving vacant jobs, applications from diasporas that they want to come and do their services here. We are not discouraging it, but we want to also, that's why when we created Biamo, we could have done it ourselves. We said, no, let's give the younger generation the opportunity for them to become leaders. That's why we step out as founders and allow young Gambians, young people to take the initiative.
Yeah, like what you just said is like I can take this camera, go around the whole building here at Biamo Group Limited, and every person you will see someone very young, taking handling things. So
major decisions.
What they did here is like they created Biamo for the youth. So if we are talking about youths here today on today's topic is because like here at Biamo Group Limited, majority of us are youth, so obviously we need to talk about it. So I just asked you this question: what are some of the business ideas you think like youth should really tap into, like these small business ideas you should tap in and make it big?
I will tell you one thing about me. Wherever I go, I see a business idea and an opportunity. I recently went to Senegal, and when I came back, I said, I see a lot of ideas in Senegal, a lot of business ideas. The friend asked, how do you see it? I said, because in as much as people are in need of services, and they need basic standard of life, that's the 5 basic standard of life, there's always business open. All you need to do as a human being, be it you are young or old, is to be creative. You have to have that mindset, the creative mindset. I don't sleep at night. Whilst people are sleeping, I think about ways in which I can impact change in this country. Ways in which I can invest in this country. I do research. Because what you need to look at is what is it that people need that I can provide. And that's how you become successful in life. That's the key to success. I do research every night, even today. Tonight, I was researching.
Wow. So, like what you're just saying is, people should try and provide a service that people need. Like, don't overthink. Just think about
something that
people need. There are a lot of opportunities here, and even if on the media side, you know, YouTube nowadays they are paying a lot of money.
Exactly.
So if you have a YouTube channel, also just showcase like Gambia, because there are a lot of things that you can showcase about Gambia, and then it will attract attention. And at the end of the day, it might become like your work or poultry, farming, agriculture, whatever. Just provide a service that people need. I think that's the best.
That is the solution.
That's the solution
towards the youth. All they need to do is, we started this company with just a phone. Biamo was created by just a simple smartphone. Android phone, as a matter of fact.
That's what I wanted to come to that question. Like how the importance of media.
The importance of media.
At Biamo Group Limited.
Not Biamo Group Limited. The importance of media.
No, let me put you to Biamo Group Limited. Because like what I notice is like I might be wrong, but like there are few real estate companies in the Gambia that are like actually on the media like Biamo Group Limited.
That is absolutely.
If you go anywhere, type Biamo Group Limited, you will find us there.
Yes.
So why do we value media so much here at Biamo Group Limited?
Well, and as my competitors are also watching, I don't want to go more on the topic. But one thing that I want to tell you is when it comes to right now, technology is the key.
Yes.
And I always advocate that. You know, technology is security.
Exactly.
I always advocate for that. Whenever I have discussions, sometimes when incidents happen, I say, these problems are happening and people are going scot-free because we don't have that advanced technology. The phone is more powerful than you think, but it has more disadvantages and advantages than you think. Go on a tour in the Gambia, in the city, on a weekend, take your phone, go to the beach, go to places where the marketplace, and then start recording. 90% of young youths are on their phone whilst they are on the road. Even inside a car.
Exactly.
Sometimes they miss their destination because of the phone. We don't know how to utilize it. It affects our private space. Me, after working hours, this phone, you call me till tomorrow, you don't get me. Because I have a specific time designated for the phone. It does not affect my lifestyle. I don't abuse it. But I make a lot of research online. If you understand, because this smartphone can make you a better person. It can create, it can destroy. So youths in your area of expertise need to go and research. You need to research. Do research on what area of expertise you want to venture into in terms of business. Know the loopholes. Know the business advantages of going into that business. What are the risks involved? You always need to do research into whatever that you're doing. So in Biamo, it's not a 100% company, but we also go through the system and check customers that are delinquent, customers that are not happy, and always try to find a way to solve those problems. Because there's no business that is 100%. If you understand. So for youths, you know, like the advantages of the smart technology that we have right now is every Gambian have a phone. You've seen now Gambia is changing. You've seen a lot of YouTube influencers now, TikTok influencers. They get it through the phone. And they are doing good. The likes of the interview that you did the last time. You have the nice Gambia down there. They always, these youths are coming up because they know that sitting at home is not the solution. So they have to do something. They need to be creative. For people, what do you have to offer to someone who is sitting and need your service? That's how you make money.
Wow. That is inspiring. So
me, I don't hold this phone to watch football. I don't even watch football. Aside from the AFCON.
AFCON.
Aside. And then I like the discount that the Biamo Group have done.
AFCON promo is still on.
It's here for the Phase 5. I really, really like it. We are here to empower everybody. And that's our responsibility.
So thank you very much for that. Like, I hope that was really inspiring and really educative. So before I let you go, very briefly, any advice you would love to any deep advice you would love to share with youths, with the young generation, you know, a motivational catch.
You see, I'm gonna give you the biggest advice ever. This company, Biamo Group, was created based on an idea of a suggestion. It was a dream, and we fight and work hard to make the dream a reality. And this is just one of the branches that we have. We have bigger dreams and ambitions ahead. You just have to work hard. That's why Biamo is already recognized here in Gambia as the base. But we want to go to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Liberia, and give the youth the same opportunity that you guys have today. So we did that all because of the ambition. We have a goal to reach. And as a human being, you need to have a goal in life. You need to set your goal straight and work hard towards achieving that goal. I always used to say that you need to work smart, not harder.
Exactly.
If you understand what I mean. So for youths that are listening to me right now or watching me right now, what advice that I will have for you is you value you yourself as a human being. You value more than risking your life to the bad way. And what I will give you is, if you're holding on to any job, don't see it as a little job. You can learn, grow from it, and then become somebody successful. If you have success stories of all people that are down, that we are looking up to now, they tell you how their career started, the likes of Sadio Mane. I use now Africans to influence. He was playing at the pitch, whereby it was muddy. And today, where is he? He's an international player. He got it through determination and hard work. And the likes of young artists in the country, if they tell you their career goal, how they started, people were laughing at them when they were singing. And look at where they are today. They're traveling everywhere. We need to inspire ourselves as Africans by looking at those people that inspire, that we can inspire on.